American game of football. On February 3rd, 2013, the highest number of viewers tuned in to one show, with a record-breaking 111.3 million viewers tuning in to the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl was against two teams, the San Francisco 49ers and the Baltimore Ravens. It was a battle between brothers and a battle to see who was the best team of 2013. The Ravens ended up being victorious with a win of 34-31 over the San Francisco 49ers. Football is a great American pastime, and from a young age, it is either played or watched by most. Most people have a favorite pro or college team, and some follow both. Football all began with a rivalry against Rutgers and Princeton over a great revolutionary cannon. In the late 1880s, the sport started to look like the sport we watch today. Then it had a boycott in 1905, and people stopped playing and stopped watching. Through the years, the rules have changed, but the love of the game will always stay the same. On November 6, 1869, the first ever game of football was played against two teams, Rutgers and Princeton. There were two teams, 25 men on each team, and they used rugby-like rules. Each score counted as a game. There were 10 games total, and the ending score was 6-4, with Rutgers winning. The game all came to be because of a great revolutionary cannon that both teams wanted. The two schools are about 20 miles apart, and they wanted this cannon. Throughout the years, each school stole the cannon from the other school, and finally Princeton decided that they would keep it forever by putting it in concrete. Well, Rutgers was not happy about that. So Rutgers first decided they would play a baseball game. Princeton won the baseball game. So then Rutgers decided that they would play a game they decided later to call football. In that game, Rutgers won 6-4. Still today, Rutgers celebrates their win over Princeton and calls themselves the better team. This is all from the Rutgers internet site that all still keep saying about how they are the better team because of this game. Then, in the late 1880s, the rules changed. A Yale player named Walter Camp revised the rules. He decided that there needed to be a limited number of players on the field, so there would only be 11 on each side. He also established a scrimmage system and instituted a system of downs. He decided that it needed to be 5 yards and 3 downs. Today, we use 10 yards and 4 downs. This is from the Smithsonian Internet site. Then, in 1905, football started to have rough years. People started boycotting the sport because there were a lot of injuries and a lot of deaths because of it, because they had no pads and no helmets. Then when they started getting helmets, they were just leather and did not protect at all. So, because of this, the NCAA was created. The NCAA is a National Collegiate Athletic Association that has since then created rules and has been in charge of the uniforms, the helmets, and the pads. Also, they are in charge of how big the football needs to be and how much air needs to be in the football. This is from the NCAA internet site. Now, as of today, in 2013, they have started to create new rules. They basically create new rules every year. In the year of 2013, for college, they have created at least 2 new rules. The 2 major new rules that they have created are now, if a helmet comes off for a player during a game, they have have to immediately stop playing. If they do not, they automatically get taken out of at least one play. Also, a new rule they have come up with to create the game safer, they have come up with a targeting rule. In the targeting rule, it says that if a player of the other team launches themselves at another player, they are automatically taken out of the game or they are taking yardage away from them. As of today, there are some stadiums with almost 100,000 people in the stadiums, and most stadiums are filled. College can fill stadiums of 100,000 people weekly. Football is a great American pastime, and from a young age, most people either play or watch. Most people have a favorite team, either a pro or a college team, and sometimes they follow both. Football all began with a rivalry against Rutgers and Princeton. Then, in the early 1800s, the sport started to look like the sport we watch or play today. Through the years, the rules have changed, but the love of the game will always stay the same. Football is a sport that many people watch and has been adapted throughout the years. It started all because of a rivalry between two schools over a cannon. It had a major change in the 1880s with new rules and the ban in 1905 because of many injuries. But now it is a sport that is one of the most watched TV shows ever. Football is known as the great American pastime. Football is a sport that has won the hearts of Americans because 13 weeks out of the year, people every Saturday watch their favorite college team, and 17 weeks out of the year, every Sunday and Monday, watch their favorite pro team.